Hello, hello. We are back again. Going to hunt for the big trophies. We are still in the Sunday Million with about the starting stack. Then we are in the cusp of the final table in a $35 180 man. And we are having a lot of tournaments on our other screens. So there are going to be interesting spots coming up. And a few words about our forum. We are having a nice chat there, and we are mainly using that chat because we are keeping it open 24/7 on the Justin TV. It's hard to get anything going on when there is no broadcast, but we are having a lot of broadcast or other stuff, also poker related, and it's easier to manage on a forum. And there are also other stuff coming up. There are a $50 to 5K project going on. And well, there's a good chance on our forum to make it like yourself if you are joining. And we'll carry on. So Dayah, please.
Yes, my darling. Did you have something you wanted to ask me? I did fulfill your request and I brought some more dynamite for you. So I'm being a good obeying girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just today in hope for the big cash. I'm always a good, well-behaved girlfriend. Fiancé. So it's even stronger word for hopes for the cash.
9BB open and fold to a shove in the $30 game. That was a min race. Right? And it was
from the button. No, I'm not gold digger. I wouldn't have waited for this long otherwise. But it's a final table now. Korpisoturi, if you mean that
the opponent did it might have been. I'm probably a bit too busy right now, but if you are having the hand in mind, yeah, show up did it, not you. Okay.
no worries then.
Oh well, we are, and a small blind against big blind. We are going to be re-stealing there. It's going to be our first hand together, and I think that it's going to be quite likely for him if we are not familiar to be testing me. So I think that it's going to be quite likely that he's playing quite wide a range there, and he will be really inclined to fold because he shouldn't want to take any loose calls against us because we are the big stacks here, and we are getting it in against Yene and hope to get it in good.
And it's a flip. And as usual, we're not that good at flips. But better luck next time.
Oh well, we are going to steal a lot and we are going to get it back. And this is a complete bluff. If he's having a middling pair, it's going to be hard for him to carry on. We got some showdown equity on the turn. And Yene is carrying on by attacking a lot more.
Well, I don't like his push though.
It's hard to do it with a sensible range if you are, or it's hard to have your ranges sensible if you are shoving that kind of stacks. But it might be that it depends. He might have still good ranges even though he shoves.
So
And
it's
when-
like a pocket pair 10 times out of 10.
If he's in his senses, it's going to be a pocket pair most of the time. That's going to be hard to play if someone flats and I think it's
You don't want to get rid of it, but then you don't know how to play that post flop.
pretty much. Now we are having Colin Moshman in the final table with us. Because there are I would have liked to do something spooky there. I was on the in the middle of opening that. Pretty much Colin Moshman is the only short stack that we would need to call, but also he's a nit, so he's not going to take advantage of the position, and he's not going to think that we are going to be fold white there because we have not played that many hands against him, I think. So we should be fairly unknown to him.
But we are in the chip lead. We are still in the chip lead, but
Only barely.
only barely. And there are other big kind of stack as well, so it's not like it's huge advantage, but
Colin Washman plays all of the sit and goes that are having a good attainable ROI. So he's playing like the normal speed 27 men. He's playing the normal speed 45s. He's playing 45s, 180s. Every game that's pretty much every game that has a high opportunity for a high ROI. I should have opened 2.5x there because we are effectively so deep. Usually when we are having 10k stacks on a table, we have doubled up and we are going to be effectively lower stacked, but here we are the lowest stack pretty much, so I would have liked to open a bit more there.
yeah, as Virpa said, Colin Moshman is the TFNC guy. You can see the Team Moshman sign on his avatar.
We carry on with the second barrel. I think that he's going to be floating a decent amount of time, and by firing a second barrel we should get rid of most of his bluff. And on the Sunday mill we need to adjust that it doesn't feel like a 200 buck tourney. It's more feeling like an 11 buck tourney. And Virpa is in the money in the Sunday storm.
Congratulations. Ship it. Drive it. Go, go, go. This evening requires a huge bytte.
A huge trophy.
The Korpisoturi, that's not even a question. It should be clear for everybody. There's no comparison. We are the best poker couple there is in the world. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not making any kind of weird gold digger movies or clips. I'm not one of those. If I made videos, they would be more weird for sure, but in a different sense.
I'm trying to talk her into holding a public coaching next week or sometime. There might be something interesting we could do, probably in Finnish, so there might be some chances on seeing some interesting material for her. We are going to be opening small and we are going to be calling everybody. It's not going to be an ICM disaster. We are going to be hating life if we are be flipping, because our flipping luck pretty much sucks. Like once.
One time. Are you kidding me? Oh, Virpa, you'd watch that. So I have actually one agreement that there is gonna be at least one listener or watcher. Oh, we have them aces.
Them aces. And usually I'll keep Dayah's side, but as Katie Dozier is a music teacher by trade and Dayah
is not.
Yeah, I think Katie Dozier is going to be.
Yeah, she's gonna win this battle. I'm not gonna even give you an example because I know that I'm not gonna beat her in music. And luckily for me, I'm not dependent on my music skills to make money. Because then I would be broke.
It's actually close. I think on the bigger it's going to be good, but it might be that only Queen Jack suited is profitable, or we would need to be 7.5 big blinds deep. It's actually something that's really close in my opinion.
It's a flip. One time. No.
We are not having the best of luck flipping today.
So I think it only means that we are gonna win all the flips on the final table of Sunday Million, right?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, tilulululei. It's my musical history of Pokerimania. It all started with a sing of that beautiful song, or word, more likely. But yeah, there might be some interesting girly talk later during next week or two, so stay tuned. It's gonna be most likely on the Finnish side, but it will be something you have never heard before.
Did those 180 mans end? Yeah, we got 7th in the $35 game, so we are not going to be ending our session without a final table, and we were 11th at the $60 one. That's... oh well, they could have gone better.
We could have won them flips. And a bit more.
But I think you'll see that today isn't going to be the best of days money-wise, because there will be always problems for MTT player if the most of that you are getting are final table bubbles. And I'm looking at the stacks and not enough small stacks behind me.
And speaking of the devil,
What devil?
Oh, not that one. If I'm not wrong, there is one familiar face on that bottom right table.
Yeah, now we are having Colin Moshman's girlfriend, Katie Dozier, at the 350. So we are playing against both of the Moshmans today.
So it's kind of like a couple against a couple, and we'll see what will happen. And we will make some nice logos for you to put on the avatar, but we have to adjust that a little bit.
Yeah, we are adjusting.
It's a good word.
I
Yeah,
love
but
the
yeah.
word because sit and goes are all about adjusting.
But we'll get there eventually. I'm not saying a time frame, but we will get there until it's official and final. Ooh, Seagull Steven got a triple up in Sunday Million. Awesome.
That's great.
Good job.
Aces versus kings versus nines. So which one did you have?
I think that question tells quite a lot about our run today. You cannot count them aces.
Not to rain on your parade, but... Close, 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 close.
So 27 places paid and 38 remaining.
Yeah, we are going to be nearing the bubble, and we should be playing more aggressively, but we are not getting the hands or spots that are necessary to...
Yeah, now we got moved to another table. So yeah.
And probably we don't need to tell you much, but penisepump means penis pump in Estonian.
And Virpa is running good. So you are winning them flips instead of us. That's not fair. Exactly, but...
So this is what the radio Aarnimetsa God Run means. That we are losing them flips so you could win some. So we are doing it as service for you.
So maybe we really have to start to charge something for these coaching sessions, since you are getting all the good run and it's obviously out of our hands. Well, good luck anyway. I hope you win. It wouldn't be the first time when somebody has had a God run listening our coaches. Oh, there is a Finnish player on the Sunday Million table with us.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I think I think that's probably the player that has earned the most from tournaments on the Finnish side of things. It's Elmeri XX. And it's probably going to be a bit sucky for us. But luckily I think that he's going to have a short stack, so I don't think that he can't have that much of an edge against us there.
And there's also Finn Flyer. I don't know if he's a Finn or just admiring us. Yeah, he's a Finn. Or she's a Finn. You never know.
And we are carrying on a bluff there because he's going to be folding a lot of flops. And before that he's going to be folding a lot of big blinds. So I think we are going to be printing money when we are opening against a guy like that. That's going to be opening a lot of flops, folding a lot of big blinds, and then actually now his stats changed completely. So I was playing against the wrong player. Wrong players. That's because we probably have changed tables.
Oops. But we won a pot. I have to point it out because we didn't have a really bad luck there. We actually had an opposite of that. Just to make sure that we are not just whining about the hands. We don't know Elmeri personally. He lives, or at least lived in Jyväskylä, and we lived there for some time, but at least I never met him.
Now our paths never crossed there.
Actually, I think we didn't live that much far away from each other if I really had some correct reads at one point, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know for sure.
But it's fun to have a table full of Finns there, and there is still late reg going on.
Oh, come on.
For 8 minutes, so you can still win a ton at the Sunday meal.
So please come and join us. We wanna have more Finns, at least for railing when you are achieving the final table.
It would be awesome if a Finn would be winning the Sunday meal.
At least there is lots of opportunities for that. I think there are quite a few Finns playing, and quite a few good Finns playing.
Yeah, but if they are going to be to the final table, I would hope that they are not going to be in the same table as I am. So Korpisoturi is out of the Sunday meal. That's sad.
Too bad. So is this the point when I shouldn't be saying better luck next year with the next anniversary event?
But it's going to be even bigger in 2 years.
Ooh.
Because then it's going to be the 10-year anniversary.
You think they're gonna skip the 9-year anniversary? I highly doubt that.
Yeah, but I think the biggest Sunday million will be the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, it's gonna be something ridiculously huge.
Redonkulously. Redonkulicious. I think.
You think, or did you just made it up? Are there other bad stories? Oh dear.
But that's pretty much the hardest matchup there. To have some broken nuts with the queens against tens against threes against 8-7 suited against 10-9 suited. So there is a lot of ways to
Lose a pot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Even though the tens are a nice hand to have in the mix because they are going to take a lot of the straight outs out of the deck that are giving more equity to the players with the suited connectors. And Korpis, you should say like Janfes, hooray, he didn't cash for the rahastusjahti. Now we wanna be...
We wanna be supportive. We are sad that our members didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
It's not all about the money, it's about success. Or no, wait, how did it go?
But you are not included in the rahastusjahti, so...
No, I'm not, so that's why I'm like hooray
Impartial.
for the both sides, like swinging them both ways. No, I'm just hoping for good luck for the both sides. No, yeah, that's the way. Yeah, I mainly play sitting goes. Actually, at the moment I play only sitting goes. So there's no point for me to participate in our rahastusjahti, since I won't be doing any of those rahastus caching to have that kind of caching requirements fulfilled that actually I created. So it's kind of a shame that I cannot participate, but it's for our community and I hope it will get very successful.
It's actually going to be an ICM fold, but it's going to still be close. I think that ICM wise when we are on the exact bubble, we need to be folding that. Even though there isn't much that you would want to fold in the 180 man, but that's one of those spots when you are against the biggest stack, so you are not having as much weapon equity on your stack than you had against the middling stack. And also, even though the hand is solid, it's not going to be hugely ahead of anything. And Eulos Pro was complaining that how hard it is to quit poker when PokerStars turns 60 years old. I think that most of us won't be selecting to quit poker then. I think like PokerStars is something like 10 years old now, so it's in 50 years, so a lot can happen between today and 50 years from now.
And even between today and 10 years from now.
Yeah, it's always hard to try to understand what happens in the future. And with tens it's going to be horrible. I think with the queen 10 that's something that we need to be evaluating on the hand analysis forums later on. Oh, we got against jacks. No worries.
Yeah.
I think there is the chocolate for poker players sold in Estonia. The flavor is called broken nuts.
Yeah. And we have had that quite a lot.
I'm having 10ish tables and I'm a bit unsure about should I take more, because our Sunday Million it's a middling stack, so it's not a huge stack, it's not a bad stack, so. And actually, like Korpistori, if it's going to be like 30 players remaining, so there's going to be 3 players to the bubble, it's going to be that I'm going to be shoving the 10 queen. But just when it's going to be exactly on the bubble, it's going to be a lot harder for me. Oh well, we'll get them bubbles. And chances. So, Chance, you live in Romania. How afraid are you about the Mother Russia going to go in Ukraine? Or how afraid are you in Romania in general?
Pardon me. actually I got a little bit worried when I was when we were coming to Estonia and we were driving in a car and I was checking my Facebook, surprisingly, and one of my friends put a status that said something like TV station 1, number 1 in Finland, is having some kind of extra news flash moment in shortly about Ukrainian situation, and it did sound really bad because usually we don't have any kind of extra news between the normal news because there isn't anything that important to declare about. But
actually, I think Chance has a nice point that doesn't give anything about Russia when he has a US military base 30 kilometers away from where you stay. I think that's doing a pretty good job of protecting whatever it is you are afraid on from Russia's side.
But Virpa, you still haven't opened that hot run chocolate. How on earth can you resist that?
Even though it's going to be hard to like ration it when you are playing the Sunday Storm if you need to go to the end. How can you ration the hot run chocolate?
I would just cut it into a million pieces and just have piece by piece that during the whole evening if I were you. But if you are in the long run, maybe you should start to consider taking some of that legal enchantment, because I have heard some stories about the chocolate that it really does work. You never know.
Uncomfortable situation there with the king queen suited, and I think we are having a John Fessian run, like we are cashing them tournaments left and right, and we are not making good money in any of those. Like we might be able to get it to break even, but it's still going to be a struggle because we have been min cashing a lot and cashing outside final tables. So you might heard something like, if you are saving them little streams of money, you'll get a huge pile later on. If you are talking about tournament poker, that's bullshit. You are usually getting money when you are winning them tournaments. You are not getting good runs if you are not getting them top 3 spots at least.
I think that's a good way to think about that, Virpa, that you should take one piece whenever you're gonna go all in.
But that's going to be one of the funnest deal negotiations. Like they would be demanding a live stream of the chocolate bar. Like how much of the chocolate is left.
How damn much there is left. Yeah. Nah. I still got Poker Imania's chocolate. Remember to advertise that. And of course, we wouldn't be minding if you want to reward our system somehow if you happen to win huge pile of monies.
And Corbett, it is really weird spot now between Russian and USA. Because both sides know that war between them would be horrible for both of them, and where they have everything to lose and nothing to win. So Cold War II might start because of this situation. And we are getting...
What happened? Pile of crap.
Yeah. Getting back to the Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Now I'm hurrying for one hand. But still we've got the smallest stack and we are on the bubble and the blinds are nearing us, so it doesn't look
No,
good.
we are in the money.
Oh, thank you, Bulgaria. Sorry. Well, I think last week it was very bad. And there was somebody saying that we have to start doing these MTT evenings in Finnish because it's so... I think they didn't say boring in English, but it was way better when we did our first one in Finnish and there were 3 of us talking good stuff. So maybe now we do get some credit and I must admit it feels good.
But Korpisoturi, it's also that like in MTTs there are spots that you are like there are 2 big stacks in the final table and both of them know that if they are going to clash it's going to be really bad for them and everybody else gains, and then there is always someone race calling with ace-3 off. And think about it, that I think that the average politician is way dumber than a poker player. So which one it's going to be going all in with ace-3 off?
And Kauris, I have to apologize on behalf of my my fiancé if your hearing has somehow been worsened by this experience.
We are going to get it in with ace, do suited, because it's going to be suited.
Otherwise we would have folded. And we are gonna win it.
In it to win it.
Hello. Yeah. We cannot promise that our voice level or sound level is going to stay exactly the same during the whole evening, and if we are going to see some really interesting spots, say for example Sunday Million final table, then the screams might be there, so please do not then at that time listen us with your headphones. It's not safe. But until that, we try our best not to spook you too much.
And Korpisteri would love to see an Yle News special broadcast where I would be the specialist to comment on Ukraine with poker terms.
Yeah, he's bluffing. Weapons of mass destruction.
I think that people are throwing Saturday Night Live comments like crazy there. 3-way, the golden rule, 2 boxes too many. And Cox is a handball team from Riihimäki. And actually handball and Cox, it really...
Shouldn't be mixed.
And actually, in the handball league, there's Cox and there's Dicken. And really, those are the team names.
And we do not support each of them. No, neither of them.
And chances, I think it's insightful for reconsidering because our Ukraine is Moldova, who is pro-Russia, but might go to the European Union side. I think that's an interesting point. Usually we don't have a lot of coverage in Finland about the smaller eastern countries because they are a bit far away from our perspective. Kummilurtsi, NSA doesn't have an account out on our site.
An official statement.
On the Sunday meal we are going to be... Actually there's also a min race, wouldn't be bad.
You don't ship something like 7 Deuce and say right after that, actually. Do you know how terrifying moment that is for me?
It's only Sunday meal.
You guys, you must feel my pain.
Actually...
Fuck you. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We won a pot.
We won a pot and we were down on it, so we are now starting to run good. The run good engine is humming along. We are having this fin flyer, so we are a bit of here, we are constrained by our position. So...
And like 15 minutes ago you said that Elmeri has only 5k stack, so he's not gonna be trouble any much longer.
But he hasn't been like a troublemaker on the table. He has played really solidly. I think it might be that he has like tons of tables running.
Most likely, and he's playing solid.
But I think that's good for us.
It is.
It's going to be interesting because I'm going to be calling Manechadut, then I'm going to be calling Finflyer easily because they have been... He's a small stack and he has been really...
Well played, Kauris, well played. You are a huge cheerleader fan. That's almost the same thing.
And in Moldova there is a state in a state. It's called Transnistria, and they are country in a country where a lot of Russians are washing money.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
You always learn something new in our coaching sessions.
But it's like also a bit like in Estonia, there are like people that are living in Narva. There is like a town that 95% of the people there are speaking Russian as their first language, so...
And of course there is another very useful piece of information. If you want to find a town in the world where the biggest amount of that town members who are speaking Swedish, it cannot be found in Sweden, it's found in Finland.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I said that. It is interesting, isn't it? Because there's lots of foreigners in Sweden nowadays. Lots of immigrants, and in Finland there are still some areas where they have lots of Swedish-speaking people as their native language, and there is a small town that hasn't been hit by any or almost any immigrants or Finnish-speaking people.
I think that's also pretty nicely said. there has been a Swedish-speaking place in Finland that hasn't been hit by things like...
I probably said that in a wrong way. Hit is not the correct verb and in that.
But I think we were discussing today that like general Estonians, they are probably thinking things like they are in the Asterix comic books. There are the galleons that are coming to a Roman village. It's going to look a lot similar to Finns coming to Tallinn.
Oh.
And Kauris likes them short skirts.
No shit. Like, hands up all of our manly listeners. Who of you does not like short hems? Yeah. That's what I thought. And Virpa, you still want to hear about tech things. Probably we need to create a private line between you and Aarnimetsa from now on. So all the other of us normal people won't get bored.
I think he's most likely going to be a reg. I think we are going to be running good in them flips, good in them flips.
Won a flip. Awesome.
Now we are in here. We are folding to pretty much him 3-betting. We will be calling them Mange Toot. And here we are getting it in.
In good. And it holds.
But there aren't any short skirts in the Poker Stars clothing. Like now you can see Miss Foxy wearing a Poker Stars I Love Poker t-shirt from Poker Stars and wearing a bamboo fleece jacket from Poker Stars as well. A bamboo hoodie.
And it's the most comfy hoodie I have ever had. And I'm not even joking here. It's awesome. And I strongly advise you to get one as well if you can.
Yeah, the bamboo stuff at Poker Stars is awesome.
It is. It's definitely worth them bucks or FVPs, or if you got them free like me, just be really happy about it.
And we are on the bubble in the $15 180 man. We are nearing them bubbles.
But yeah, I haven't had any short skirts here because anyway you cannot see what I'm wearing down there. So even though I would be wearing something a bit more revealing, you wouldn't even be knowing that. So maybe next time. You never know.
So maybe next time you are wearing something more revealing for where you can't see them.
But you can. And do you see that smile?
When he's 1 big blind deep or less in the big blind, we are not folding any hand on the small blind.
Never.
If it comes unopened to us. Because there's always a chance for you to win it.
And you need to be in it to win it. And that was something that's called pot odds.
And so Markusu is the fish salesman. Like in the Asterix's village. But he can't be throwing the fishes for where he's working.
It would be awesome if you had a chance to like throw a trout against the face of a fish player. That would be awesome.
I'm thinking about here c-betting, but he's going to be doing it in position anyway, and there are not that many bad cards for us when he had been. It's actually going to be a really nasty spot for us, even though we are having a solid hand.
Then we have exactly the same hand.
Because there can be king queens in his calling range. There are actually a pretty likely hand there, so.
Oh dear.
So Kauris is getting drunk and we shouldn't tell his wife about it. Wife and kids are out of the house, and Kauris is probably drinking that karhu beer that all the pori manly man do.
And just for the clarification, it's not recommended by us.
Being a manly man in pori or
Not drinking karhu beer alone when your wife is gone out of the town.
Psst. It's okay if you clean up after yourself.
Who does that? Oh, Virpa is playing our game as well. That's always a sign that you need to sharpen up, that if you are watching a coaching and then you are trying to play on your screen our games.
Actually, that's not bad, because then we know that our picture quality is good.
Oh, that's true. And I couldn't be saying that I have never done that myself. Oh.
And it never happens.
It never works. Like, I didn't want to play that hand.
And they had a really great poker tournament, like some kind of a Nations World Cup. And in the poker World Cup, they had different kind of teams, and they had a team poker challenge, where they had teams like Team Finland was consisting of Ilari Sahamets and Patrick Antonius. And in the team challenge, there was like someone playing pre-flop and flop, and then the players changed the hand and the other guy plays the turn and river. And I'd say that that's something that's usually interesting.
Well, it's kind of funny when you had that Freudian slip on your speech. I guess you didn't see that. You said Ilari Sahametsä. So you're comparing yourself to Ilari Sahamies. Because you both are awesome.
It's going to be harsh to play it in position. We are not likely to get any value out of it. And he's a nit, so I don't pretty much like any option there. I think shipping would have been decent against like every other guy with this kind of stack depths, except guy like this from after 20 hands. Like with Finflyer, we would be shipping it so quick that we would be just comparing, is it a snap shove or is it a insta shove? But
a guy like that, even though we didn't have that many hands, but still it didn't seem too good from our part. Yeah.
And now we are getting Queen Jack off. I think we are in a decent spot against two guys, and we are going to play for a 26k pot with, and we should be in decent shape. And of course we are having like the crappiest hand against us with the Queen Jack, but luckily we got some money there, so we didn't lose that much. I thought that I had a queen there on the other table.
You thought you had a queen.
Yeah,
You had a 10.
I has a pair. I bet for you with trips, but
What on
I had
earth
two
is
pair.
he calling with?
I thought I thought in here that I had a queen on the river and I was getting some value out of the noob, but oh well.
He was calling you. Check calling with pair of 4s.
Solid.
Solid as a rock. But now, break time. See you in 5.